Oh, they can't hear. Oh shit! I gotta
Yeah.
turn it on. Hold on.
Yeah, I just turned it on. Can you hear us now?
I ain't turn.
Okay. Can you hear us now?
Can you hear us now?
If you can hear us now,
They
yes,
say
you can.
yes.
All
All
right.
right.
So
My
we're
bad.
gonna
My
we're
bad. My
gonna say
bad. My
again,
bad. My
welcome to
bad.
the spiritual vault. I am Wunam, aka Nikki Love, your African indigenous traditional healer.
And I'm Brother Adinkra, your African traditional healer.
He's not indigenous to the land. He likes to say,
Hit the like
listen,
button and subscribe. Hit the notification button and hit on the notification. Make sure you hit all notifications.
well, well, well. Well, well, well. Gotta have the reactions and everything, y'all, with the fists and everything. Hit the notification button. Subscribe because we're gonna have many, many good shows coming to you all here on the Spiritual Vault. All right, so okay, tonight we're gonna talk about, and this is important information. So if you all want to get some paper and pen and write this down, be sure to write it down because this is information that you all need to know. Okay, pretty much what you all need to know is pretty much about the topic is the Black Mamba, Kobe Bryant, the Nagas, and what else did we say?
The Black Mamba and the Nagas. What do they have in common spiritually?
Kobe Bryant, the Nagas,
And the Black
and the
Mamba.
Black Mamas. What do they have, you know, in common? Okay. um, now everybody's been kind of wearing out this Kobe Bryant
Subject.
subject. You understand? We do send condolences to the family. We did do a spiritual read on it, okay, which you're gonna do because people want to know. And when they don't know, they want to come to the traditional healers, the seers, the psychics, or whatever y'all want to call yourselves, okay? And get answers. You know what I mean? Because they wanting to know what happened. So when we speak of the Black Mamba, as you all know, Kobe Bryant named his company and began to call himself the Black Mamba.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you all know about the Black Mamba, which is the deadliest snake in the world, this located in sub-Saharan Africa, okay, they mainly hide in the hills. If they strike you, you're dead within 15 minutes. That's how powerful the bite or the venom of the Black Mamba is. So Kobe, opted to take on the name the Black Mamba. Now, just a little bit of history on the Black Mamba. The Black Mamba, that name comes from the Zulu tribe, which is really Imamba, okay? And that's where they got the name the Black Mamba from for that snake. Um,
Yeah.
but before we get into what's the commonality of the Black Mamba, Kobe Bryant, and the Nagas, we're gonna let Brother Dinkwa do a read on it, and pretty much read what we see spiritually with that, not what we seen what happened with Kobe, because we already did that. We're talking about the connection, because a lot of times we're so focused on the actual physical aspect of what they're saying on the news and what you're seeing all over the place that you're not paying attention to the subliminal message that they're giving you in society and in this transformation we're going through right now. So, Brother Dinkwa, you want to do the read while I run and get my water real quick, y'all?
Yeah. Okay, family. What I see is basically what I was getting with the whole thing. Spirit was just showing me that Kobe is an ancient one, right? He's an ancient one, and that's why he labeled himself the Black Mama. But his thing was more of that he had a Black Mama mentality. Everyone should have that Black Mama mentality. You know, get what you want to get done, impose your will at all costs, right? And he was, and that name was fitting because he was the deadliest basketball player on the court when he was on the court, right?
Yeah,
No,
wait, are you sure he was better than my boy? What's his name? Because I love me some.
I
What's
don't
his
know.
name? You know the basketball with the braids. You know what I mean?
Allen Iverson.
Allen
Oh
Iverson.
yeah,
You
he
know
was
I
better
love me
than
some
he.
Allen. He was
Oh
better
yeah,
than Allen
he
Iverson?
was better
Really?
than
Oh,
Allen
I
Iverson.
don't know about that, y'all, but go ahead, Brother Dinkler.
You know, he was so good. He probably gonna be a first ballot Hall of Famer. That's how good he was.
I don't know about that.
I'm telling you,
I like Allen Iverson.
because Kobe was the truth.
Okay, maybe because he was a snake. Go ahead. We'll
Yeah,
talk about that
but
later.
what he did also because he named himself the Black Mamba, he tapped into that serpent energy, and quiet as kept. Kobe was a very spiritual person. He was a very knowledgeable person. A lot of people didn't even know that about him. You know, to the fact that I didn't even know he had written a book. We was actually looking up some stuff about him the other day, and he wrote a book. What was it called? What was the name of the book?
I forgot the book. You should have
Something
told me to look it up
something
before. I'll tell you in a minute.
Ashcroft something Ashcroft. I
Yeah,
forgot, but it nevertheless on the cover of the book it had a tree at the top, and then it had the roots at the bottom, and you could see it was almost like a as above, so below. You say our voices are low. Let me see. What you got? What you got?
Mine's is high.
Uh,
I'm telling you, it's these. Can you hear us now? Or you are able to hear us now? Yeah, because it may be. You know what I mean?
is that better, or is that
Is the
still
volume
low?
up on there?
It don't. It shouldn't matter.
Okay. All right. If you can hear us,
Okay.
let us know. Who said our voices? Your voices are low. God. Okay.
Is that better?
Is that better? Can you all hear us now?
Is that better?
Well, I see them over ones are kind of better. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, I did have it turned down. I didn't realize I had the
If you can,
volume
if it
turned down.
sounds better, let us know.
If it
Okay.
sounds better, let us know. Shavonda, goddess of Queen Mother of 10, says yes. Sounds better.
Okay.
Well, thank you.
We gotta get this
So
stuff right.
anyway,
We're so
like
quick to get on. We gotta get it right. All right, go ahead.
so like I was saying, he wrote a book, and what it was. This Queen the King was law. That's better. Okay. Like I was saying that on his book it had the picture of a tree, and it was colorful or whatever. And then at the bottom of the tree, it had the roots, but it was shaped like a tree. So it was also showing you the duality, as above, so below. But this book was written about all these kids with these great athletic ability, and they were being sent to this basketball camp. And then, it was something based on that, by them tapping into the energy and then them fighting evil and having to come out of that, using the superpowers that they obtained. But I want to get the book because I do actually want to read it, but I didn't even know he had written a book.
He has a book called The Mamba Mentality as well, family. And the
Mm-hmm.
Mamba Mentality basically is about the energy of, using aspects of yourself to create new things in your life. That's what he called the Mamba Mentality, okay? Is to be able to constantly try to be the best version of yourself, okay? So that was a book that he wrote too called the Mamba Mentality, which ties into the energy of what we're talking about now. But you go ahead. We'll get into that after.
But what was interesting, right? As I started spiritually reading him, also, again for this show, I seen that because he named himself the Black Mamba, he was going. He named himself that. He named himself that in March 2004, right? When he was going through his trial, where he was accused of
Raping.
raping this lady, and it found out later that she was on drugs, or what they said she was on drugs, and she was trying to she's done this to several people. So in that case, he ended up beating that case, and he felt like, you know, he said at the time he felt like he was about to lose everything, and he was about to lose everything, his freedom and all of that. And he said he'd be damned if he lose basketball. So what he did, he just put it all out on the court, and came out and had a crazy second half of basketball, right? But when they start calling him Black Mamba, and he started tapping into that energy, what Spirit showed me was the ritual that they was trying to do to him. It wasn't gonna be able to work because he started calling on that serpent energy. And after that, they couldn't really they couldn't spiritually attack him like that, because he started tapping into that ancient primordial energy, which allowed him to be like nobody could touch him spiritually anymore, because those beings were around him protecting him. He had the energy of those beings. They couldn't do a ritual to Kobe Bryant like that.
Okay, you done with the cards?
Yeah, I ain't even touch base with the cards, but I see that the cards were showing me that a lot of women were let's say still cannot hold on. Let's say can't hear me. Hold on, let me change. I'm gonna change mics. You can talk to him about
Can you all hear me? Can you hear me clearly? It's good. Well, maybe that's that person. Can
They
I
just
hear
said
you?
me.
Yeah.
My name
Well,
is.
JJ87 says it's good. If you all can hear, who can't hear, who can, let us know. Okay. Let us know who can hear and who can't hear. Okay. If you can hear me, let me know. You can hear me? Okay. All right.
How do I sound now? Do I sound better now? Because they were saying they couldn't hear me. Can y'all hear me
Can
now?
you all hear both of us?
I can
Okay.
hear. Okay, cool.
Okay. All right.
All right.
So we're gonna go on to what is the? You want to go ahead and read the
What I
cards?
do see is in the past, women were trying to do rituals on him. Women that were around him. I see at least two women trying to do rituals on him, but it didn't work. And after that day, it wasn't going to work again. So that's why all of this stuff came about after he had finished playing basketball. Okay.
Okay. All right. Okay. So that's your card. Just you're reading your card.
Hmm.
Now, as I was saying earlier in the thread, we have to pay attention to the subliminal messages that we get from society. You all know that we're in a serious transformation, okay? And we do know that the ancient ancestors, which are your Kemetic ancestors, or some of you know as the Egyptian ancestors, are rising again. So this has a lot to do with what we are going through right now, okay? This it's not a coincidence, according to what they're saying, that Kobe, which was labeling himself as the Black Mamba, okay, which is the representation of the black deadliest snake in the world, for one. For two, um, we all know that the Nagas represent the snake race, okay, which can actually transform from human to serpent, okay. We're talking about the reptilian, okay, and we also got to understand that in this time and energy that we're dealing with right now, they are rising, okay. It's not a coincidence, but we don't pay attention to the messages that's being sent in many different ways on the internet. The serpent energy wisdom is rising. These beings, which are called the Nagas, okay, in India, which are called the Jedi in ancient Kemet or Egypt, okay, and in China they're called the Lung. It looks spelled like lung, but it's called the Lung. These are serpent beings, reptilian serpent beings, which are snakes, and they are rising. They are the most advanced technological beings on this planet. And what they're doing is they're rising to bring wisdom back to us and also to give us new technology. They're the most advanced technological race. These beings live underground, okay? They live
Hmm.
in cities of underground. They never come out. Well, they never have come out, but they're out now,
They come out.
okay?
They can shapeshift in the
And
form
they
of
will
humans.
shapeshift, but these beings are back to show us and to share with us new technology.
And one thing, like she said in ancient Kemet, they called them the Jedi, right? So as you know, one thing they were known for is controlling people with their minds. Also, the Jedi's were known for controlling people with their mind and their spiritual technology, and like she said, the technology that they brought. So one of the things they were known for was making you see things that weren't there. So
Very magical.
yeah, very magical. And Kobe, he was known for the things that he would say to his opponent to get under their skin and like play mind games with them too. They say he was a very good trash talker, just like Jordan was.
Yeah, but if you know, he brought up a point earlier. We were looking at one of the pictures of Kobe, and he actually looked like he was
like a
shape
hiss,
shifting into a snake,
like a hissing snake.
like a hissing snake, real talk. So, is it very possible that Kobe could have been or is a Naga? What do y'all think? I want to hear your thoughts because at the end of the day, it's not a coincidence. He called himself Black Mamba.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and again, we don't pay attention to stuff like this. We just, oh well, he just died, his daughter died, da, 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 you know what I mean? And we're not realizing that there's many species that walk upon this earth, that are on this earth, in this earth, under the sea, on top of this earth, in the cosmos, that are coming back now. Now you remember we are in the 25,900 year transformation. So when the ancient ancestors said we shall rise in the west, and as you all seen, I did a couple of years ago, I did the the summoning of King Tut, and he told us that he was the original Naga. Okay, there's something to that we need to think about. Now, let me tell you what's crazy, because when we talk of the Jedi, we go back to ancient times when in the city of Khufu, where the Jedi actually was known for dealing with the goose or the geese. You all remember we had a show the other night, and a man called in and said the police were shooting geese,
Yeah.
right? And then Brother Dinkwa had a vision of the geese, of the goose, right? And then last night the goose came in front of our home or flew over our house. Okay, that's not a coincidence, y'all. Let me explain something to y'all. Y'all have to pay attention to the
Yeah.
signs.
The spirit.
The spirit is giving you signs of what's going on. Okay, somebody calls. You all remember the show the other night? He called and talked about the police for shooting the geese and just killing the geese for nothing. You know what I mean? All right, now. That's the same thing that happened in the ancient times with the Jedi, which are serpent beings, okay, that would sever the head of a goose, and then he would actually magically have the goose head dance and his body dance separately, right? But the representation of that meant creation. Now, a
Yep.
couple of shows back, we told you all that when the spirit, or I can say the ancients or the beings, or the cosmic beings, or whatever, they give us downloads. They give me a lot of downloads. They tell me when to share and they tell me when not to share. Well, they told me a while back that we need to keep creating. They're saying keep creating. So the goose is a representation of creation. Okay? Back on ancient times in the walls of Kemet. You want to add to that?
Yeah. And and so like my wife was saying, she said the man called and he was speaking of the geese and the police was killing the geese, right? And then right after that, you know, the next day it was a geese outside our house,
Flying
right?
over the house.
Flying over the house, one geese, right? So um shout out to what's it, the brother
Hmm.
Patasika Asar. I called him because a couple of weeks ago, well, actually, he called us when we was in the store the other day, and I had got a vision. They kept showing me, the ancestors kept showing me a vision, a relief on the walls of Kemet, and it had a geese, a bowl, the sun, and all of that. But when I kept looking it up, I couldn't find what I was looking for. So I asked the brother because he's well versed in ancient Kemet, and he said that the geese represents creation, and he talked about the quacking sound, and
Crackling.
the crackling sound. How you say it?
Crackling sound.
Quackling sound is a representation of cosmic energy, nuclear energy, but it also represents creation. And so he was like, "Wow, I wish I could get some of those visions that you were having, brother." But he, I really appreciate that because right after that, like all of this started lining up, okay. And then she said the ancient ones kept telling us to create, 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 create. And so what spirit gave me after that was we're in a time where we're supposed to be creating, creating, creating. And by them killing out the geese, which was a representation of creation, and them killing off Kobe, right? He was the Black Mama, and the Naga energy represents creation, transformation, and bringing things into the new. That's also a way of saying that they were trying to kill off the rising of the serpent energy.
Right.
So that's very deep, family. Go ahead.
They can't do that. They can try, but they can't do that. Okay? Let's get one thing straight. We are in sync with what's going on as above, so below. What's going on above is happening so below. Okay? The serpent energy has to rise. It's part of our whole DNA. We have to rise. And with this energy comes wisdom. You will be gaining more wisdom within your soul and within your DNA. It will be downloaded into your DNA, okay? You will become more creative. So that means you will not have to go to someone else for your creations because it's going to be downloaded in your DNA,
That's right.
okay? You got to understand the serpent wisdom. So when we talk of the Nagas, the Jedi, or the Lung, or whatever you want to call it, because they're all serpent beings, they're bringing back some powerful energy to us, okay? And they're implanting it in the DNA, okay? And this is when the ancients said, ancient Kemites or Egyptian or whatever you want to call them, we shall rise in the West. So we are in the West, United States of America. These beings are right here, right now, in the United States of America. Now, when I told you earlier, these beings are the most advanced technological beings. We talked about it last night. Japan, they're just putting it out, which has been in existence for a long time. So that's nothing. We ain't seen nothing yet. The technology is getting ready to get even more advanced. I mean, they're showing the flying cars. They're showing that, there's an MRI that can record your dreams and actually show you them in real time. We ain't
Mm-hmm.
seen nothing yet. Because these beings, these serpent beings, are getting ready to bring some more powerful energy and more wisdom to us and more technology to us. Y'all ain't seen nothing yet. It's going to go real fast and quick, and it's coming. Pay attention. So when we see the things that's going on, the killing of Kobe Bryant and his daughter, that energy is a representation letting you know that they want to try to stop that Black Mamba, but they can't. That serpent energy, that serpent reptilian powerful being that's getting ready to bring us 10 times more powerful technology. You want to add to that?
Nah, but you said flying cars, but don't forget they got a flying motorcycle right now. I
Oh,
think it's
yeah, we seen
produced.
that.
I don't know if it's produced in Italy. I don't know what company it is they produce it, but they do have a flying motorcycle. It actually turns into a motorcycle,
Hmm.
and then you could transfer. You could and then you could turn it and you could turn it. You could transform it from a regular motorcycle that rides on the ground to one that flies in the
To
air.
flies in the air. And y'all, but let me tell y'all something. You haven't seen anything yet.
They say Candy Rain says wasn't Kobe into technology?
I believe that he was pretty much into technology, but it was more of the pharmaceutical aspects of technology with the new stuff coming out. I don't know about that. I have to research a little bit more.
But I feel like Kobe Bryant was very spiritual.
Yeah, he
He
was
was very
very
spiritual,
spiritual.
and he knew he knew his history and stuff like that. That's what I see with him. But he didn't talk about that. He didn't put that out there like that.
Well, I want to say this, y'all, and it may be beyond some's comprehension, okay? Because you are so used to the physical aspects of thing and just seeing thing over the years and not really knowing if that person is that thing is a person or not. Okay, I'm going to tell you this: Kobe Bryant was a Naga. I'm going to tell you this: Nipsey Hussle was a Sumerian, an ancient Sumerian. Okay, so some of you may understand where I'm coming from. So these beings, these characters had to be killed off because these beings are not real human beings. These beings are other beings. Kobe Bryant was a Naga. He was a serpent reptilian being.
Black Queen 82 says they have passenger drones in China. What do you think about that?
Passenger drones.
So they look like humans and they get on. Or
Yeah,
what is
like
a passenger drone?
what do they look like? Yeah, what do they look like? But back to what I was saying. So now think about it, family, because we're thinking that we're walking amongst all human beings. Remember what we said in the beginning. The Nagas can be wholly human, or wholly serpent, or reptilian. Okay,
Or they can be both. They can have
they can have
a
a
reptilian
human face
face.
and a human
Mhm.
body. So how many of you think Kobe probably could have been a Naga? And he spoke many languages, y'all. And he grew up in
Mhm.
Italy, but still, look at his features. We see all that we think is human is not human.
That's right.
Nipsey Hussle, Sumerian god. Kobe Bryant, Naga, or the Jedi, right? Because they were all the same beings. They were called different names in different places. What are your thoughts about it, family? Tell us what you think. But do pay attention to the energy. Katie Ray said they want to try to, stop. They can't. They can't. They can try how they want to. They can try and think they're going to stop the rising of the. I'm going to say it in the African tongue, Inyama, okay? But they can't. It has to happen. It's naturally. We are very much in tune. As I always say, when you walk outside, you walk into yourself. That means you're truly a part of the all. You can't disconnect yourself from nature and the cosmos. You are part of it all. You are the universe. You have universes within your body. So you can't connect yourself with it. And as much as man thinks that they're invincible and they can try to stop this and stop that, it ain't happening.
Hmm.
They ain't got no control of that.
Black Queen 82 says flying cars controlled by remote. And also Matthew Israel says his facial features look something strange, like he could have been a Naga.
Exactly. I'm telling you what I see spiritually now. Look at when he would get mad. It's almost like he would look change into a reptilian. Now, for those of you all who into traditions, okay, whether you deal with Haitian voodoo, hoodoo, whatever you want to call it, all right, um, you all have or may not have, but I know because I see it all the time, okay, and have done it, shape shifted, okay, into another being. Real talk. Now, some of you are, oh, I don't know about. Yes, it happens. Just because you ain't see it, don't mean it can't happen. Okay? Don't mean it can't happen. And as quiet as it's kept, the video we did the other night when we put up here with the exorcism, that being that was in that brother was actually a snake being. Because when I was working to get it out of him, the eyes, I can see the snake in his eyes. I can see it, I can see the being in his eyes. And if you looked at his pupils, you can see that he was a snake being. Because if you looked at his body as it moved slowly, and you know it wasn't slow motion because you can hear me talking right in the background. Because if it was slow motion, my voice would have been going slow. You can see that it was a snake being because it was releasing his body slowly. Go ahead.
Okay. um,
It was like, and you know, it just made me think about it. I'm watching the way his body was releasing was like a snake.
hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why he couldn't talk because it had his tongue.
And he kept going.
Yeah, like that. If he had a snake demon in him. I'm not even gonna say demon, it was a being.
And a lot of times people like we always say, we're supposed to be using this to help humanity. We're not supposed to be using our power to hurt, harm, or for, you know, a personal enjoyment. You're supposed to be uplifting humanity because you have the gift and the power to do it. Helping people get jobs, helping people that haven't gotten justice to get justice. People who have been wrongly done. So we're not supposed to be using our gifts and our powers for to cause harm. So it was really like stuff like that kind of bothers me because people come to us and we have to help them. And this was done because people want to take something away from this brother that he had. He added a gift. He had a gift, and he was supposed to be so much farther in life, but a woman cursed him.
Yeah, well,
So
she's cursed now, okay, because we helping the brother. But B Buck 50 says, him. Now that you say that, does look like the serpent people from Dr. York's books. Yeah,
see,
see, a lot of people were sleeping on Dr. York, and Dr. York had some information for your behinds, or outformation, as they like to say. But at the end of the day, for your behinds, which people should have been paying attention to then, okay, then,
yeah.
because he was on to that energy that what we're talking about now back then, okay. But I'm telling you all that you think is human is not human, okay, and
Hmm.
the character of that person or the name or the energy attached to that person had to be killed off because they thought they was doing something, but they really wasn't doing nothing because these beings are coming up out of the ground, out of their underground cities because of the time that we're in. There's new technology that will be introduced to us, okay, by these beings. And I'm talking about some high technology. Now, if you all remember, when I told you all I did the scrying of the Sphinx, right? And I told you all under the Sphinx there was high technology
Hmm.
laser beings that were high technology. I told you all back then that that's how they actually built the Sphinx, and every pyramid on the earth was using high technology. Now, in Kemet or Asia, those monuments that you see, the Sphinx and the Giza pyramids, those that whole area was a stone city at one time. And what they showed me is that they used laser to carve out the Sphinx and the pyramids there, over in where else? Peru. over
Peru,
in
Mexico too.
China and
Mexico.
Mexico. All those were done using high tech technology. We're saying that, which now clarifies that these monuments were actually created and built by who we call today the Nagas or the Jedi or the Alung. They're all serpent
They all call them
people.
something different
Right,
in every different
different
culture.
culture, they call them something different, but by these serpent beings, these
Hmm.
reptilian beings, they're the ones who were the most advanced technology. So they're the ones who built those pyramids, the Sphinx, all of that.
Even the temples in
And
Cambodia.
what Spirit just showed me before I lose my train of thought, that the Jedi, he actually built the pyramid. He built the pyramid. He built the Sphinx for Khufu
Hmm.
because Khufu asked him to build that or carve that out for him. Wow, they just gave me that vision, y'all.
That's interesting.
All right, we have any questions, family? We got any questions? Any questions? Any questions? Uh, Queen Calafia
It's
coming
Queen.
back.
Yeah, it's Queen Khalifa coming back.
Is Queen Khalifa coming back? Is Queen Khalifa coming back? I'm not seeing that. Not yet, Candy Rain. That's who they named California after, right?
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not seeing that yet. I'm seeing what they're showing me is that these beings are all over. They're going to be all over the world, okay? And actually, I'm already seeing spiritually that these beings are already in Africa, okay? Um, they're in Africa. They're out in Africa right now. They're communing with some of the indigenous folks in Africa. That's what I see, okay? Most of these beings are communing with our African or indigenous people, not just in Africa too. I'm seeing indigenous ones all over the place. Now in Australia, okay, they had the fires, right?
Yeah, that's why they be doing. That's what they do. That's why they have so many fires in California
Right,
because they're trying to get rid
California,
of them.
Australia. Then they had them in Africa too, because nobody was talking about the
Hmm.
fires in Africa and
Hmm.
Maasai in Africa. So
Hmm.
all of these fires are a representation of what's going down with these beings and letting you know they're here. That serpent energy is here, y'all. Y'all need to pay attention to it. And y'all need to pay attention to the geese again, the goose, okay? And the cow. The cow. Spirit showing me the cow. So it's time for you to grasp the energy that we're in right now and begin to just continue to create. Create. Just forever. Forever. Keep creating. Keep creating. Keep creating. Because in this time, not only we're going to be seeing a lot of miracles, what
Hmm.
you think is miracles, okay? You're going to see a lot more magic take place where you thought you would only see on TV,
Yeah.
okay? So you're going to be seeing some stuff. I mean, this serpent energy is so powerful, family. Even us indigenous ones, okay, are getting ready to be downloaded with some more
DNA frequencies and stuff like
no,
that.
but just more than frequencies,
Information.
but superhero energy. Like, so for instance, if I can make the wind blow already, and
Hmm.
if I can make the sun pop up, it's going to be 10 times more powerful.
Hmm. You might be able to start a hurricane.
Right. You understand? I may be able to call up because we can do stuff like that. And if y'all don't believe me, y'all come see it for your goddamn selves. Okay?
Hmm.
And as a matter of fact, I don't have to prove anything to anybody, but a lot of people can do this if they take the time to intertwine with nature. Make the wind blow. I'll
Hmm.
be in the kitchen, it'll be hot as hell. I'll open the window, call in the spirit of the wind, and all of a sudden you'll feel the wind coming through there. You understand? So why I'm saying that is because people who already have those gifts are getting ready. Those gifts are getting ready to be enhanced. They're getting ready to be enhanced. Trust me when I tell you. So this is why we have to pay attention. Don't get caught up in the source of bullshit that you see on the news, because they're trying to keep you blind. Blind. See what I'm saying? They don't want you. They don't want to sell it, right? They're trying to keep you
Distracted.
distracted from gaining that power and that energy and that, you understand, that new
Yeah,
energy.
they're trying to kill off the serpent energy and the creation energy, but it's just time for everybody around the globe to just tap into their inner ability and do the things that they know they can do. And you want to read?
Well, go ahead.
And Candy Rain says, I keep having visions that I can make a tsunami come. You can. I don't
Look
know
here.
about you, but I know women. I know
We went to
people.
the beach and did it.
Yeah, people
Remember?
can. We can. Yeah, we could make. I know she can make hurricanes and tornadoes hit anywhere she wants. I seen her do.
Candy Rain, you remember when we went to the beach? Remember I told you that the water beings were calling me down to the beach? We had to go. And do you remember on the video I was showing how we were rising up the water? We brought the water to I brought the water to the surface, right? He helped. But when I was calling that water, the people that was sitting right here had to move way back there. This is this is something that anybody could do if you have a connection with the spirit of water. Okay, if you are connected truly with the elements, you can do this. So I don't even like to say, well, I can just do it, because anybody can do this if you connect yourself and you have a relationship with these elements. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so yes, when we was at the beach, I had the water rise up. I told y'all the story of a young lady one time. You know, my daughter's friend. We were downtown Atlanta. They had a water fountain. And I ran up to it because I love water, y'all. I ran up and I stood on top of it and I said, rise up, spirit of the water. And the water just rose up and I said, bow down. The water went down. She said, is your mother really doing that? My daughter said, yeah. And then she said, well, do it again. I said, are you really doubting that I could do that? I said, you can do it too if you just interconnect with the water. So I said, rise up, spirit, and did it again. She bugged out like, whoa, my God. But what you got to know, you have that same power. All of human beings have the same power. You can make the water rise. You can make the fire rise. But you must build a connection with these elements because they're all a part of you. Okay? But yes, I have been able to send tornadoes. I can look at that house and say, you know, I want the house to catch on fire and communicate with the spirit of fire and it'll catch on fire. That's how you know that you're truly connected to these elements. Well, again, back to what we were saying, these natural powers are going to be enhanced. And this is why the serpent energy must be risen, okay? It must be risen. They're going to enhance us with more and more, like superhero powers, y'all, for real.
Um,
And man don't want this to take place. But go ahead.
Malcolm says, Nikki, something happened in that helicopter. You don't just fly full speed into a hill after circling slowly.
Malcolm, you know, I told you all my honest opinion about the whole thing, right? Now, in the real world, we want to say, okay, that it was a murder. What did I say on the other show? Murder slash
Killing off a character.
killing off a character. No, murder slash. No, no,
Uh,
no.
uh,
When you did the reading, murder slash
Ritual.
sacrifice.
Yeah,
Right?
sacrifice.
In the real world, okay. I'm always gonna relate to the real world because that's what they want to hear, right? So, based off of the energy that's on this dimension right here, it was a murder slash sacrifice, right? So, yes, something did happen on that plane. But you want to know my true spiritual vision of seeing it all? He and his daughter was not on that plane,
Helicopter.
helicopter, whatever. Okay. Um. Again, when we want to kill off a character, that's a representation of some type of energy that's being brought to you,
Mm-hmm.
which we're talking about now, the serpent, the rise of the serpent wisdom energy and the Nagas and the Jedis or whatever you want to call it. They have to keep you in the not knowing and keep you blinded with something over here. But if you are in tune with the energy that is being presented to us now, going through a major transformation, a DNA cellular transformation, reactivation, they're going to see if they can keep you on that dimension right there. So in that dimension, yes, he was killed and he was a sacrifice. But in the dimension I'm talking about, he was a serpent being. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that. You all
Uh,
gotta comprehend that. Okay.
Somebody had a good question. They said, I can't see it. I don't know where it went, but they said if you get if you know, they said if he has if he has a serpent energy, do you get? How did he get it from his mother? How did he get that in his DNA? I forgot. Somebody just said I can't find it now. What is it?
Um, Let me go back. He's gonna get
Oh yeah,
sued.
yeah, yeah. There it goes. Matthew Israel says, "Is the Naga a certain gene? How does one get chosen? Do the mother or the father pass the gene down, and how does it work?"
Come in. We don't really know the true story, right? Okay, we really don't know the true story. Um, in the real world, you think he, was born to his mother. You know what I mean? And to be technical, yeah, he would come down. You have the whole paint box, this white paint downstairs. Oh, I don't think I have any then. Oh, okay. Well, I don't know.
I
Use the white out then. Right there. I'm
also
sorry, family.
Mickey Mouse said not Mickey Mouse Black Queen 82 says, "What do you think of Shaq?"
Shaq is a Shaq is a I'm going to tell you this. You want to know what I think about Shaq? Shaq comes from the Zulu tribe, and he comes from planet Mars. He comes from planet Mars. Now, we're saying that back to Kobe, yeah, his mother was a reptilian too. His mother's a reptilian too. Okay? But Shaq, he's a warrior god from the Zulu, from the planet of Mars. Like I said, it may be beyond some comprehension. Did
So
they
that
mention
that
the condition of the body for the funeral? What about Marshawn Lynch?
oh yeah, Marshawn. He's a football player. You probably got to see him. You need a picture of him.
Yeah, I need a picture of Marshawn Lynch to see. I need a picture of him to see.
Let me see. I'll look up a picture in a second. Uh, somebody said. So let me question y'all. He had Kobe funerals today, right?
Hmm.
And Lil Wayne put out an album called The Funeral.
The funeral. And what was the words? What was the lyrics of the
I
funeral?
don't know. I wasn't paying attention because it didn't grab me like usually. I just want to see what I
Little Wayne is a serpent being too. Did y'all know that? He's another one. He's a Naga too.
But he already said he told y'all he was an alien. He said he don't he don't come from this planet. I'm gonna find a
See,
picture.
Little Wayne told y'all he's a serpent one. He's a Naga, reptilian. Yep. Candy Rain says what? I thought Wayne was talking about Nipsey. What's the
No, I'm saying the whole album I think was called
Libras
The
are
Funeral.
aliens? Libras are aliens. Shavonda says Libras are aliens. Oh, really? What planet they come from, Shavonda? You might have a point, but what planet do they come from?
Let me see.
Um, Candy Rain, what's the lyrics to that? What's the lyrics to that? So I mean, I'm telling you all, start paying attention though. Start paying attention to these
It could be
who
tying.
you
He
think
could have
is
been
human
tying all of that
beings.
shit together. But
Okay, who you think is? Because I'm gonna tell y'all like this. You got the reptilians, you got the cat people, the lions, you got the cat people. You know what I mean? Um, you got who else? You got some other beings. You got some other beings out here. The reptilians are this. There's more than one race of reptilians, but the serpents and the nagas are one type of reptilian, and they're the ones who can either be human or they can be
this one,
reptilian. Who?
Marshawn Lynch, right there.
He looks like he's a cat person. He looks like a lion. Then again, he looks like you know what? Hold on, he looks like a cobra. He's a goddamn reptilian. He could be half reptilian. Really, he looks like a cobra. Look at that picture right there.
Hmm.
Look at that. He looks like a cobra.
Especially on the one,
Yo, he's a reptilian too.
the Raider one. He really does look like
That
one.
one, he really looks like a
Like
damn cobra snake. You know the one with what's that one? The one with the
King
backs
Cobra.
coming, King Cobra. He looks like a King Cobra snake. y'all, y'all better start paying attention to these beings because they're
Especially,
showing themselves.
especially right here to me.
Yeah, he
Look at
looks like a cobra. Look at that fit. Yeah, boy, look at that. He looks like a cobra for real, y'all. Show the picture real quick.
Oh shit. Hold on. I
Yeah,
got back to it.
yeah. I'm telling y'all, pay attention now. You got to pay attention, okay? Pay attention. Look at people's faces. Look at their faces. I'm telling you, when I was doing the guy the other night, I seen that being, that reptilian energy, and when he was looking at me from the side of the eye, I seen it. But when I was like, get out of his body, it went like this, y'all. Let me show you. So the eyes was like this, right? And then it went like this, and he just started going back. Sort of like if my energy just like kind of pushed the reptilian out of his body. And see, this is what we were talking about too. We talked about this a little bit last night, but are they beings, or are they demons, or are they angels, or are they different type of beings that are
Let me
actually
see.
possessing people
Yeah,
now?
see that?
Because it's not all demons, y'all.
There you go.
Okay. Yeah, look like a straight cobra, reptilian. Okay, y'all, I'm telling y'all like this. Do pay attention. They are coming and they're rising, and the serpent energy must rise, okay? Any questions before we get off of here, family? Any questions? If you got questions, let us know.
They say he rocks African jewelry. Who rocks African jewelry? You talking about
Marshawn.
Marshawn Lynch? Probably. Marshawn Lynch, he don't like the media because they always like putting stuff in his mouth and saying he said this and
Reptilians
yeah.
are counterintelligence like aliens and Bigfoot. Yep. Let me see. He rocks African jewelry. What
Yeah.
do I look like? Shavonda, put your picture up so we can see it. I don't know. You got to show me your picture. All right. Sir Doofus Duck Face. Where you been at? We ain't seen you in a long time.
Doofus duck
Where you
face.
been at? What statements do you got? Are you a reptilian too? Okay. Reptilians are counterintelligence like aliens and Bigfoot.
Oh, I guess that's her picture.
Shapeshifter. Whose picture? I
They
don't see
said
it.
white hair, or is that somebody who asked the question? What do I look like?
White. Who got white hair?
She said white hair, right there. A Shavana, goddess, mother of 10.
Oh, Siobhan, I know what you look like. I seen your pictures on Facebook.
Who asked, what do they look like?
He said reptilians are from the Draco constellation. But there's more than one type of reptilian, though. These reptilians, I know which ones you're talking about from the Draco constellation, but we're talking about the ones that's under the cities in the earth.
The ones they keep trying to burn
The
out.
ones they're trying to burn out. And see, these they're here now. They're here.
It's a bunch of them in
They're
California.
subliminally letting you know through Kobe, the Black Mamba, okay, what time it is. We're not paying attention. What time it is? Why? What's going on with Kobe? The Black Mamba. Why did he name himself the Black Mamba? The Black Mamba is the most venomous snake in the world.
And it's the fastest snake.
And the fastest snake, not according to snake runs, not other
Well,
animals.
when you Google the fastest snake in the world, the Black Mamba comes up.
Mickey, my aunt says I think I'm a cat too. You think so? You could be. You could be a cat
They
from the
said
cat people.
a Black Mamba could travel up to 10 miles or higher, in speed.
So Doofus Duckface, you been busy, or did you go back to your planet? You been back to your planet, so Doofus Duckface? Let me find out. Okay. All right. Any more questions, family?
JJ97 says, I had a spiritual connection with Sasquatches.
Sasquatch. You know, Bigfoot. Sasquatch.
They're really not from what the government says, they're really not tall. They're usually in between 5'8" and 5'5", or sometimes shorter than that. They just got hair all over their body. Sasquatch.
Indra 1D, CO 1D says there's supposed to be an underground city in Egypt called wait a minute, Hell Mayat. Al Zayton. Let me explain something to you. Go back and look at the video I did when I scried into the Sphinx, okay? First of all, there's the Egypt is the connection for these beings to meet up in, okay? There's underground cities in many, many places, okay? Um, I'm not surprised because spiritually they showed me that there were underground cities all over. But under the Giza pyramids, there's a connection not too far from
Mm-hmm.
Antarctica, okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right?
She spiritually looked into Antarctica
And to under the
and to
Sphinx
the Sphinx. So y'all could go back.
and look
Those
at
are,
that
yeah,
video,
y'all can
yeah.
go back and look at the video. We'll put the links. We'll find the links and we'll put them in the description in this video. So what we're gonna start doing too, family, we're gonna start putting up the links to our other videos in the description, so y'all can look forward to that. So after this goes off, we're gonna do that also. It cut off.
What cut off?
I know it didn't. I think it.
All right, so the question is, no. NDR, I'm just going to say NDR says Kobe Bryant death is an Illuminati blood sacrifice. In your real world, yes, it was. In the world we talking about, no, it wasn't. Understand it clearly, okay? Everybody want to jump on the Illuminati. I'm a little Illuminati. I'm the illuminated one. You understand what I'm saying? Okay? But in that world over there, that's what you all see. That's the
He,
vision and the things that they have given you.
he said, have mercy on a poor widow's son."
Link to Black Madonna.
Uh, yeah, that's what Doofus Duckface says. They switched the roles and said he was it was a sacrifice of the Black Madonna, but they switched the roles. Kobe with daughter instead of woman, woman with child, woman with son.
Are these beings aware of the genocide we have endured? JJ97? They're very much aware. And that's why you're seeing a change made, because enough is enough. Trust me, there's meetings that's taking place right now. Spiritually seeing, these great leaders and these beings are meeting with each other to change all of that. Don't say I didn't tell you so.
So you want to write that?
Kobe death was a spiritual chess move.
Spiritual
Kobe,
chess move.
again, in this world that you see, okay, that you see, this is how you know some people are still stuck in this dimension over here. Get out this dimension, come up to the seventh dimension. And then you'll see the subliminal message that is behind Kobe's death, that's behind the earthquake in Jamaica and Cuba and Miami, behind the fires, behind the explosion in Texas, behind
It's a lot of distraction energy.
the impeachment of Trump.
A lot of distraction energy.
Are you all paying attention? Energy to distract you from what's going on within you and without you. Pay attention, family. Pay very close attention. Because if you don't, you'll get caught up in the whirlwind of the not knowing and be stuck in a dimension that you don't want to be stuck in. Okay? You don't want to be stuck in the third dimension. All right. Let me see. Illuminati or the gay mafia that runs Hollywood or the Hollywood took Kobe out because he was doing too much with their consent. I refuse to give them power. They gets no power. And there ain't no such thing as a gay mafia. Ain't no such thing as a gay mafia. And let me tell you this, they get no power. You can't tell me that the 1% of the
Sonya Brooks says, how many dimensions are there?
16.
Kobe was about to start his own league in China. That would have been interesting.
Who's to say he's still not? Who's to say he's even dead? Who's to say that you understand you had to kill off the Kobe, the Black Mamba, to go back and do what he had to do? Who's to say? See, the problem is, y'all believe everything you see. You get on the YouTubes, you get on Google, you get on Chrome, and you believe everything you say and everything you see. And this is all part of the test. All part of the test, family. You believe everything you see, and you'll be stuck in this fifth dimension. Broaden your mind. Pay attention to the subliminal messages. Pay attention to the signs. Pay attention. Remember, in China, the serpents or the reptilian beings are called the Lung. So what you just say Kobe was about to do?
Start a basketball league in China.
In China, right? Just like Nipsey Hussle. Sumerian god, ancient Sumerian god, right? But y'all just knew him as Nipsey Hussle, had his music, had this, had this. You don't even know his soul. You only can see the physical aspect. See, this is why you got to tap into your spiritual selves. You got to let the sun shine down on your head to inject these energy codes into you so it can reactivate your DNA so you can see beyond the physical world.
What's his name? Hold on, where's that? Solo Junior says, "I'd like to hear I get concrete reason on why you think Kobe is dead. I'm trying to see something."
I'd like to hear your concrete reason why you think Kobe is dead. I'm trying to see something. I don't think Kobe's dead. In this world, like I said, in this dimension right here, he's dead. According to everybody, the eliminated sacrifices, the character's dead. His character was used as a sacrifice. You understand? But really, y'all really want to know? Like I said earlier, what I think? I think that being is that being is dead. But the energy that's attached to the real being, which is that reptilian energy that I see with Kobe, is not dead. And his daughter neither. A lot of people is going to get caught up in the energy. You know what I mean? King Nimrod, the richest black man ever. Kia Green says, I felt like that too. Telling y'all. Just spiritually tap in and see. What?
Nah,
What you got to say?
Just okay. Is that it? Or you going? You keep going.
Hey, Quincy Jones. Hey, my brother. How are you? Taekwondo. What about the daughter? The daughter too. Lucifer will recycle his soul in the afterlife to a different body, man, or beast. Lucifer don't exist. Lucifer is a man-made up being, okay? A man-made being. Lucifer don't exist. Lucifer's not recycling his body. His body ain't going nowhere. Did y'all see Michael Jackson's body in the casket? Did y'all see Prince's body in the casket? Did you see Tupac's body in the casket? Do you see Kobe's body? Did you see Nipsey Hussle's body in the casket? Did y'all see, if anybody was there, did y'all pull up the casket and see their bodies? And you know they could, y'all ever watch Stranger Things? Y'all watch Stranger Things where they were making plastic bodies that look just like that being?
Even feel like a human?
Feel like a human? You could touch the skin and feels like a human? Did y'all? Okay.
For their show.
All right. Well, look, you the one who wanted to get up on here. Don't be rushing me now.
No,
Here,
I'm just telling.
we're about to get off. We
No,
got
I'm
1
telling you
minute left.
because.
I already know. We got 1 minute left, y'all.
All right, 1 minute left. What else? Any more questions? Candy Rain says we ain't seen none of them in a casket.
Exactly.
Sir Doofus Duckface says coronavirus.
What about it? Been around for 10,000 million years. Ain't nothing new under the sun. What about it, Sir Doofus?
Kobe Swish.
Was linked back to snakes and bats. The coronavirus was linked back to snakes and bats? Yeah, well, you know how I feel about it. They can kiss my natural black. You know what? Because at the end of the day, they're doing too much. Their doing will be their very own undoing. Their doing will be their very own undoing. Okay? Now, Indra, when you say the Kobe Swish, elaborate real quick before we get off of here. Time is up. Before we get off, Lysol, Wipes can kill the coronavirus. Yeah, we got the Lysol spray. It's on the back of the
Yeah,
can. It
it's on
says
the
it
back of the
kills.
can.
It says kill coronavirus. Kobe had the shoes called Kobe AD after
After that.
death.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah,
Cool.
after the death of the name Kobe Bryant.
All right.
All
Well,
right, family. Since we don't have no more questions, we're about to get up off of here.
enjoy,
It's been
y'all.
fun. It's been nice. Y'all, we getting ready for the Bomb Moms. They're having a special guest tonight, Candy Rain. Make sure y'all tune in on Facebook Live. Y'all make sure you're tuning in here on YouTube Live. We're bringing the Bomb Moms on. They got a special guest, the actual Yoni Steam, where women need to take care of their womb. And brothers, you need to watch too so you can
Yeah.
teach your woman how to take care of their womb.
They gonna
So
do a live Yonis team, brothers. Y'all gotta watch it tonight and see.
they ain't showing no skin though. I don't get it confused. All right, God damn it, not my children. But
She'll
anyway,
kick their butt if they do something like
brothers,
that.
get on here and watch how and teach your women about that. Because see, men, you should know every part of your woman's vagina. You should know every part of their womb. You should know how their wombs work, how they operate, and all of that. Y'all talk about your lover so goddamn much, but don't know the goddamn thing about it. So learn about your woman's vagina and her womb, how to pamper it, how to care for it. Brothers, do not make the mistake. You need to be on the show too, so you can learn and teach your woman. Because that's right. You can teach a woman about that. Don't get it confused. So tune in. They're coming on at 9 o'clock tonight. Y'all come back over here at 9 o'clock.
And
Y'all
we
see us
appreciate
then, okay?
all the people that came on here and left comments. We appreciate that. We appreciate feedback. Whether y'all have our perspective or not, we appreciate it.
And Indra, thank you too. Thank you for your statements. Welcome to the spiritual vault. You will see more of us, okay, family? On that note, we're going to get off of here. We will see you all at 9 o'clock with the Bomb Mom Chronicles. Young mothers doing their young things with young people's problems. Join us, okay? Blessings, family.
Peace.
Peace.